Well, we are ready for new beginnings, and we've been doing a series on intentions, and I'm bringing these papers up so I can share some things with you. Great, great. There they are. So to me, intention is different than prayer. It's different than affirmations. It's different than maybe what I grew up with about communicating with a spirit. The spirit, the divine presence, is within us. It's not out there, up there. It's everywhere. It's in everyone and everything. So when we call on that power, we are making an intention. We are aligning. I like the word co-creating. So it's no longer please, it's yes. We are in communication. We are in a connection. So the word intention, actually I'd never even heard about it or realized it till several decades ago when the Unity ministry I was leading in Lake Oswego, Oregon. We were also creating a 501(c) educational arm, which was very unusual at the time. And we were doing that so we could work with schools and organizations and other nonprofits and not be limited just to Sunday mornings. So we were creating this World Healing Institute, and we didn't know what we were doing. It was a dream. It was an idea. It was how do you do that? How do you do it? And we had never gone through the government, all those paperwork, 501(c), you have to, be vetted and all this. So someone recommended a coach, and her name was Linda Fromm. Linda Fromm came and met with the board and brought us this piece of paper I'm going to read from today called The Power of Intention. Now, we worked, and we sent our paperwork off to the government, and it came back. Denied. Okay, so we rewrote it, and we sent it again. Guess what? Denied. Third time! We got it right. And this is 30 years later, and it is still thriving and active. Over the months, I've shared a few things, and I will continue to do that. So this is the original paper not the original paper, the original words that helped me formulate intentions throughout my life and in ministry. I stands for the power of unbending intent or intention. So open your minds. It is to make an unchangeable decision from which it is impossible to go back. It is single-mindedness of purpose. It is well-defined purpose, not countermanded by any other conflicting desires or interest. In order to acquire anything in the physical universe, you must intend it. Make a decision to go for it. The decision is unchangeable with fixivity of purpose, not countermanded by anything. The universe handles the details, organizes and orchestrates opportunities. You have simply to be alert to these opportunities. So the power of the intention is to recognize that there are things in your life that are beyond desires. They are beyond wishes. They are beyond thoughts. And we are to listen. Listen. We have a lot of thoughts. Would you agree? Yes. I have lots of ideas. I have thoughts. I have impressions, and my mind is filled. To really identify our intentions, we have to listen. Really, really listen. Charles Fillmore calls that the still small voice. And the still small voice can be a whisper, it can be a band, it can be all kinds of things. It is meant just for you. No one else. And the universe is ready to move through you and with you when you listen. So making that on the to-do list, listening in nature. Now, that's not counting your steps. That's your mind going somewhere else. That's not counting your steps. This is listening for the small voice, the whisper, the impression of that which is more than a desire. It is the universe speaking directly to you. Now, I know everyone in this room has had that happen in some way or another. You were guided, you felt something, you acted on something, you didn't know why. So we've all felt it at some level, but this is doing it purposefully. It is doing it with intention. Now, when we do it with intention, we listen, and then we take action. We take action? You mean it's not going to just drop down from the sky? Or someone's going to call me on the phone? You mean I have to do something? Oh, well. Okay. So we take action that is in alignment with what is our intention. What is our purpose? What is that which is the highest call for me? Now, once I am listening and I've taken action, it can be a phone call, it can be being led to a book, it could be drawing, it could be a journal, it could be a million different things. But you're guided. It wasn't just a night thought. You're guided. Prompted, nudged, many words for that. Just can't get it out of your mind. It just keeps coming back. Go see that movie, read that book, do research on that. It just bugs me. That's it. That's the universe. Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. So taking action is so powerful. What comes after that is holding it in your mind, visualizing it completed. Visualizing it completed. Maybe you don't have all the details. Maybe you don't know the whole story, as we would call it. Visualizing. Now, visualizing is a tool. And when I was in my early 20s and late 20s going to a Unity, I had a little toddler, ended up being in charge of the youth ed, and I was exploring what I believed. I actually went to a Huna group. Have any of you studied Huna, Hawaiian spirituality? It's fascinating, beautiful, all about nature. I was just trying things. I went to a Huna group, and then someone invited me to a workshop. Now, back in the 70s, there weren't a whole lot of workshops. I'd never been to a workshop. So I got the address. I got there, and I didn't know one person. And it was in a basement. So I went down these stairs. I walk into this room. It's all folding chairs. There's a man in front. I don't know anybody. He stands up and he says, "Today we're going to talk about the power of visualization." Okay. So he began to describe, and he was very intelligent about what happens in the brain when you visualize. He explained all the scientific things. And then he said, close your eyes and pull down a screen in your mind. Pull down a screen in your mind. And I remember, and he said, now bring up a picture. And I remember bringing up a picture of my little toddler, and we were playing on the swings. And then he led us through that, and then he said, bring up another picture. And I was standing in front of an auditorium. Weird. It just seemed so weird to me. I had no idea. So visualization is the next step of bringing this in to where we're going, is the word manifestation. So intention is connected to manifestation. We don't have an intention if we don't want to manifest something. Would you agree? Yes. 3 of us had. This side over here said they were going to do that. Okay. So intention is great, and it is the first step in manifesting. Now, I believe, are here to manifest. We are here, and I believe we are here to manifest in big ways and little ways. I believe we're here as Unity students to help manifest peace. I believe we're here to help support people. I believe we're here to do many things, and also in our personal lives. As we enhance our personal lives, we bless the universe. Would you agree? Yes. So I'm going to share with you a story, and I'm going to ask you to stay with me. It's written by Joel Goldsmith. Anyone know Joel Goldsmith? Diane, thank you. Anyone else in the room? No. Okay. A great metaphysical writer, teacher, traveled the world, friend of the Fillmores, who are our co-founders. So stay with me. Look at the orange tree, which is laden with fruit. We know that the oranges do not constitute supply because when these have been eaten or sold or given away, a new crop starts to grow. The oranges are gone, but the supply remains. So when things change, there's more. That's the simple part of that. Call it the oranges are gone, but the supply remains, because within that tree, there is a law in operation. Call it the law of God, call it the law of nature, call it the love of divine presence. The name of the law is not important, but the recognition of the presence of a law operating in and through as the tree is important. So we're the tree, and the law is operating through us to manifest, not oranges. The law operates to draw in through the roots the minerals, substances, elements of air, water, and sunshine, which it is then transforms into sap that is drawing up through the trunk of the tree and distributed through the branches, and finally sends out blossoms. The orange is the result or the effect of the operation of the law acting in and through as the orange tree. Within you and within me, there is also a law in operation, a way of life, and our awareness of the presence of this law of supply is happening now. What is the law which is our supply? The universal or divine consciousness? Your individual consciousness is the law operating through you. The law is actually your consciousness. As there is no limitation to your consciousness, there is no limit to your conscious awareness of the action of the law moving through you. That's another way of saying intention. So the law in nature, the law in all of us, is the same law. It's creating. We are co-creating when we bring to our thoughts, our hearts, our minds, our prayers, our meditations, the facility of taking action and visualizing. Now, how many of us have been doing all three of those steps? Good. Oh, I love it. I love it. Students, great students. Sometimes, maybe. Occasionally. Could visit there. Might. So, and the next level, of course, is manifestation. Manifestation. And sometimes it's a week, a month, or 10 years, or wherever it goes. And it manifests in its own way. The part that is important is that we can't do it ourselves. That's the part. Now, you can go buy a new car. You can decide to paint your house. These are all things you want. You can decide to travel. You can have a list of things you want to do. That's completely different than intentions. Intentions is about drawing to you the spiritual things in your life that are your next steps. Now, it may include a house or a car or a partner, etc. You didn't know how it would happen. You couldn't have done it yourself. You can go buy a car. You can paint your house. You can do those things. This is something that is impeccably challenging and impeccably wonderful. So I came up with 4 steps. I do this very rarely. Charles Fillmore and I, according to Charles Fillmore and I, this is the power of intention. Someone this week sent me a quote from Charles Fillmore and on Facebook. And I went, oh, I like that. So I started looking up a couple more. I very rarely am quoting Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity. So just be with me, please. So the first quote is, faith is the perceiving power of the mind linked with the power to shape substance. Wow. Do you know that you have the power to shape substance? Now, Charles Fillmore called this substance, the ethers. He called it the ethers too. So you have the ability, the perceiving power of your mind. You have this intuition, intention, this movement within you that just won't let you go. And you have within you the power to form it. I'm going to read it again. Faith is the perceiving power of the mind linked with the power to shape substance. So that's intention. The second step for me, I call it action. Faith is the power to see the possibilities of life and to shape substance into form. So he comes back and reminds us that we are living in a planet of invisible energy. And we get to shape it with our mind, our thoughts, our visualization, our words. And by taking, it starts with an A, C, T. What is that word? Action. We're going to take an action. Thank you. So next is visualization. Here's Charlie again. We always called him Papa Charlie. Faith is the ability to see the invisible and believe in the incredible. Faith is the ability to see the invisible and believe in the incredible. I don't know how to do this. This is too big for me. Whoa, wow. And the last one is manifestation. That which you believe, see, and claim. Take action on and continue to align with the energy of your spiritual consciousness. However it may be, even, and you fill in the blank. So what appears to be our limitations? It's right here. Right here. Not out here. It's not someone stopping us. No one put a roadblock out in front of us. It was that we have been given tools and we're not using them. Now, maybe we didn't even know we had these tools. Maybe we didn't even know we had these options. Or we've forgotten. Or different things have happened. When I was, after I went to that workshop, I decided I was getting Daily Word at that time, and I wanted to go to Unity Village to a retreat. Now, of course, you couldn't go online then, and you couldn't, it had a phone number. So I called, and they sent me the papers, and down at the bottom, it was $300. I didn't have $300. There was no way I had $300. I was a part-time teacher, little one. My husband took care of all the money. Not saying a word about that. Just saying. Just saying. And so there I went. I can't. Anyone ever said I can't? I can't. So I filled out an application to go to the retreat. And I started to tithe. 10% of my income, my tiny little income. I decided to tithe. Now I had 3 months till the retreat. So I tithed every month into my Unity. It was a tiny Unity center, Overland, Missouri. And on the week that I had to have the money in, I went down to the office at our school. And some of you that were teachers, we had a slot. We all had a big wooden cupboard, and there were slots with your name on it, and you'd get mail in there, usually from the principal, usually telling you to do something. But I had an envelope from the Department of Education in Missouri, Columbia, Missouri. I asked everybody, did anyone else get a? No. So I opened the envelope, and I got a refund. Guess for how much? $300 on my retirement plan. Here I am, 30 years old, and no one else in my school got one. You bet I was at that retreat. You bet I was at that retreat. Now, while I was at that retreat, I met someone who also lived in St. Louis. Her name was Helen. She became such a good friend. We would walk around the grounds every day, and we had lunch together in what was the inn at that point. And as we were hugging and leaving, she said to me, I think you're going to be a minister. She could see it in me when I couldn't see it in me. So 4 years later, I'm ready to go to ministerial school. I've been accepted into ministerial school. I've gone through a divorce, I'm just saying. And money, I make my own money, and I have my own account, and things are a lot different in my life. And I continue to tithe. Now, I was once again at a retreat in Florida at a Unity retreat center. And I was thinking and praying about, in 3 weeks, I would be in ministerial school. Now, this was haunting. Me, a minister, I'm short, I'm not tall, I'm not a man, I'm not all these things that we typically think of as a minister. And so I had a lot of fear and all kinds of things running through me, and a clear decision about this was my life path. And then as I got to the walking across this field, all of a sudden it went across my mind. A World Healing Center. Took many years to manifest. Still is operating now. World Healing Institute. It was an intention, took years to manifest, a lot of schooling, a lot of learning, and a lot of things. It was an intention, I took action, I visualized, and it manifested. Now you all have things like this. We're going to close our eyes right now, and we're going to move through this. We're going to close our eyes and pull down a screen in your mind. We're going to visualize that which is ours to be, to do. Letting go, letting go. I like to shrug my shoulders. Oh, all those burdens, all those things I'm carrying. I like to tap Mother Nature on the floor. Open your hands as a sign to the universe. I'm open, or on your heart. And just know you are on your journey. Say that to yourself. I am on my journey. And I am being led by the divine presence in me. And I am holding an intention. And I am listening. Oh, I'm really listening. And I am being guided by that still small voice, that whisper that may be so faint I can barely hear it, or there may be just a hint of something. And now that screen has come down, and we see with our mind's eye, with our visual eyes, a flower, a bird, a word, something that only we would understand. And if it seems it's blank, just stay there, stay with it. Stay with it. If it confuses you, if it feels, what's this? Just let it be. There's more to come. There's more to come. And then we think about an action that would be linked to this. And it doesn't all come to us in this moment, but it is our intention to link our mind with our consciousness to manifest that which the universe is pulling us towards. Maybe something small or something large. And we trust in this universal presence, our consciousness, our co-creation, that it will reveal itself to us in the next few hours or days or weeks or months. This is our work. This is our life's work, to be a co-creator in this world, to bring moments of peace and joy. To to ourselves and others. This is our work. And we say yes. And we say yes. And we say yes. And we give thanks for this moment in time where everything stopped and we remembered who and what we really are. And we say, Amen, Amen, Amen. And just let that little word come to your lips, opening your eyes when you are ready and not a moment before. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Ah.